Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for joining me tonight. How's everyone out there? I see Kimberly's here. Hello, Kimberly. Thanks for joining us. How's everyone else? What's going on? Got a good number of people watching already. That's nice. I like to see that. I think, hold on, let me make sure I got my volume off on my computer. There we go. Before it catches up to us here. All right. So, what a day. It has been it's been busy today. Andrew has been at the cottage like all night. I don't know if he slept last night. I went to sleep. Hey Vicky, thanks for joining. Um I went to sleep at about 2:30 or 3, I think. And I don't know what he did because I passed out so hard. I have not a clue. Hey, Marianne, thanks for joining us. Hey, Susie, thank you for being here. So at some point last night, he came up to the cottage and he has been here all night and all day. He is still here. He is working on things. Um, Many of you saw last week the items that he had soft soldered. He did some soft soldered bezels and he did not like them. They weren't working out. They didn't look right for him. And so you probably saw the picture that he posted of them. They were all sitting in a pile. He tore them all off. He has been working, I know a lot today. I don't know what else he's been working on, but I know he's been working on figuring out a fix for those using a some kind of other bezel. He's been trying a bunch of different things, trying to figure out what's going to be the best. So he's working on that. He's still over. He's right in the other room. He's still working on that. Um, but uh, yeah, he's come up with some pretty nice I think some of them look really nice, but they're not working quite the way he wants them to work. Some of them are a little too finicky. He's trying not to, I think, increase the price of the items, the pendants too much. Like he could do really nice bezels. That's something that he could easily do, but he's trying not to increase the price too much. So we'll see what he comes up with. Like I said, he's had some pretty nice, I feel like pretty nice prototypes over there that he's been looking at, but nothing's quite working out the way, at least up until like I think the last time I really checked in on anything was about 3 or 4 hours ago. Um, because I have been all over. I started the day at the house, obviously, woke up, fed the cats, took them outside. We went outside for a little bit before the rain came. I looked at the weather and it said it wasn't going to rain until 9:30 tonight. Um, and Hey, Leslie, thanks for joining. Good evening. So, our weather app said it was going to rain, like I said, at 9:30 or 10:30 at night. And I figured Andrew would probably be back home by then. So I left the windows in the house open and the cats were that they were hanging out in the windows and all that. And um but anyway, so before that, I wanted to take the cats out before I knew it was going to rain, before I wouldn't have a chance to have a chance to do that with them yet. So we did that. And then I worked on some things at the house. I worked on some organizing and getting things together. Um, Marianne says, "Ooh, a lot could change in that time." Yes, a lot could change in that time, right? So um, I got things together and um, I don't know. I feel like there was something else I did. I was going to eat, but I wasn't feeling like eating. I was having a little bit of a rough morning. My stomach wasn't feeling quite great. Um, oh, Anderson, it's a good thing I was here. There was a bunch of water in the metals room. Yeah. So that's a whole thing. So I'll get to that too. So um, got ready, got myself together, fed the cats, took them outside, then did my whole thing, um, and came up to the cottage. And I did some packing and shipping. And Andrew had taken the van, and I had some packages in the van anyway. So I was like, okay, I got to get up there and get those. I got to work on packing and shipping. I got a few more orders out for people, a few more things started sorting things. And then I had to call our tax person. I dealt with that. I've been helping my mom and my aunt with their phones. They've been having some questions with their iPhones. So that was like late last night and early this morning. We were still working on some of those things and figuring out some issues. And so I got up here, did that, and suddenly it was like 4 o'clock already. And I was like, I have to get to the post office. I sent out an email before that too, worked on that, sent out some posts, tagged some people in some things, trying to get some people watching, let people know that the Creative Make Along is this Friday. And so it was just before that that I had checked with Andrew to see what he was working on and what all he was doing. And then I went to the post office, and it had rained. It didn't rain up here at the cottage, but it had rained down in town when I got to the post office because all the roads were wet at some point. And so I dropped things off at the post office, and I came back home and checked to make sure no water had gotten in at home. Thankfully, it didn't rain very much at all. It was just a drizzle. And so checked on the cats, came home, had to do some sorting at home, and I was doing a little bit of consolidation and going through some things, trying to get the office a little bit worked on and doing pulling a few things out of there, bringing things back here. I'm trying to get to the point where, since it's nice out again, we're doing all the lives from here at the cottage instead of doing the lives from the office. At least until we can get the office in, we're trying to work on that. So I'm trying to get everything. And I brought a bunch of packages back up here to the cottage, took them out of the office, trying to work on all of that. And I had a little bit to eat. We had a little bit of leftovers. So I split that in half so Andrew could have a little bit when he got home, if he goes home before me. And got a little bit to eat, and uh, worked on some spreadsheeting and some looking at some things. And then it started pouring, like just pouring. And that's when we were very glad that Andrew was here, because the rain must have come a different way than it normally does. And there is a now broken window upstairs, which I didn't know about. There's a twig laying on the ground, so I don't know if something came and hit it, crack. So there's a cracked window up there, with a chunk out of it, and water must have come in up there, and it just because it doesn't usually blow that way. But this was like torrential. Like the roads were starting to flood. Like there was like like it wasn't hydroplaning. It was very close to hydroplaning. Like everywhere you went, like the road was just like so thick with water because I drove in it. So I shut all the windows at the house, got the cats out of the window, shut all the windows at the house. Hey, Jennifer. And started driving up this way. Well, Andrew said there was a huge puddle in the metals room that started forming coming from the ceiling. And I'm like, but that ceiling has the metal roof and it has another floor above it. So I'm like, is the metal roof leaking? Is there a bunch? So I went up there and looked, and I didn't see much water at all at first. And then the rain had sort of subsided. I went outside and I saw the broken window because I couldn't see it because we had things in front of it upstairs. So a bunch of water came in there, must have come down through that window, soaked down into the floor, and found a pathway down to wherever it was leaking at, um, for the metals room. So that's the first time that has ever happened. Um, because that side is usually very good. It's got a fairly new metal roof on it. Um, and so that was not great, but it's good that Andrew was here because he could sop it up and make sure nothing got ruined. Um, it's right over where like the hydraulic press is, and all the dies for the hydraulic press, the things you don't want to get wet. The rolling mill, the thing you really don't want that to get wet, because if it rusts, then you can't, like the rolling mill is, it's no good. You don't want rust. Um, it also came through the picture window and soaked the curtains. Yeah, so it blew in that way and somehow came through Andrew's picture window in the metal studio and soaked through the curtains. So either it came it may have some of the water from upstairs may have just come down through that seal because that picture window is right under the where the water would have been coming in upstairs. So it possibly came down and some of it flowed out like into the room and some came down and came through the seal of the picture curtain or the picture window and down onto the curtains, while some of it, enough of it came through and came down into the ceiling. Vicky says that sounds awful, William. It is awful. It's not great. It's not great at all. Um, Andrew says no. The rain was hitting the glass. So rain was hitting the glass. Somehow it's coming in through the glass. The windows in the cottage. I've been researching, and by researching, I mean I've been watching YouTube videos on how to restore window panes in old windows. All the windows in the cottage are like single pane. Um, some of them are getting to the point where the sealant around them is just old. And so some of the panes have fallen out of the windows, and that's not what happened upstairs. That one's actually broken, but some of the panes have fallen out on some, and we know where those are. And so I've been trying to watch YouTube on how hard it is to replace glass in a window, and it doesn't seem like it's that hard as long as the at least a good piece of the wood around it is fine. And some of these are getting a little bit shaky, so we're gonna have to try and figure out this summer, spring and summer, if we can start, like we got to pull a window and see if we can figure out how to replace the glass panes and refresh the caulking and sealant around those windows and put them back in. I've never built a house. I've never done that before. But I've, you watch it on YouTube and they make it look really easy. You take the window out, you take everything, you use a razor blade and you take all the old sealant off, pop the windows out, refresh the wood, sand it down if you need to, which we probably need to. Use a wood sealant, not a sealant, like a wood putty if you need to fix damaged pieces of the wood. And then you pop the panes back in and you put the sealant around it, and then you're done. You paint it if you need to. But it's getting the window out of the wall that I have no idea how to do. Um, so I want to try and get my parents down here. Maybe they're usually up for a challenge as far as that kind of stuff is concerned. Um, Andrew says there's ivy trying to grow through the outside and it's loosening the panes. So that's how the water was getting there. Susie says, I know how you all feel finally starting work at my house tomorrow. Yeah, I was going to check on you tomorrow and see how it was going. I had that in my head to check on you at some time tomorrow and see how hopefully it actually gets started and gets working for you. Anderson is called glazing the panes. Yeah, we got to take the window out and reglaze the panes, and fix some of the wood filler. Yeah, Marianne says wood filler. Yes. So that's the goal. One of the goals. One of the other goals is to paint the cottage, of course, this year, and replace some of the damaged, worn out shakes that are on the outside of the building. So that's a lot to do. And that's why we're trying to do what we can. Andrew's been trying to do his art drops, trying to raise some money um, to afford these extra things. And so, because we don't want the place falling down around us. And sometimes that's what it feels like is happening. So we're really trying to raise as much as we can to try to work on getting all this stuff done. The windows really need to be replaced. I know some of the window seals and things also need to be replaced. Like I said, all this is outside of my expertise, and we can't really afford to bring in somebody to do it for us. It's going to have to be something that maybe somebody can show us how to do it, and we can figure out, or we watch enough videos to figure out how to do it, and we get enough um, support around to be like, all right, let's give this a try. So that's what we've got to work on. And of course, we've got to try to do the windows when it's not like raining like profusely. We've definitely got enough. We've definitely got a lot of wood pellet bags for plastic. So if we need to plastic up the windows, if any rain should happen to come, we can patch them up if we need to and work on that. But trying to do things. Hey Harry, good to see you here. Trying to do those things while we can. So it's not easy, especially because I've never ever done that kind of work before. Never had to do that. Um, so it's all a new experience and it's a little bit intimidating. I don't know if any of you have ever had to replace a window or do that, but like I said, we can't afford to hire somebody to come through and replace the windows. And we can't replace the windows. We do have to fix the windows. There are a bunch of windows upstairs in the attic that it seems like people were gathering, um, and they left them here for us when we bought the building. It seems like they were gathering them to possibly redo some of the windows. I don't think they're exactly the right size, so I don't know what it takes to modify a window to fit anything else. Um, but there are other windows up there that possibly something could be done at some point. But right now the thing is to try to fix the ones that are getting the most damage at the moment and try and work on those. So that's kind of in the I want to say in the back of our minds, but it's not. It's kind of in the front of our minds, because something needs to be done. We really need to do it this year and work on it, and try to get it done. So I need to plan. My brother is pretty handy. He's done some construction stuff before, so I'm probably going to try and call on him and my mom and my dad and get Andrew in there and we'll all get together and do a big think on what we can do. Glass generally, I don't think is that expensive. We can get it cut to size. I think Lowe's or places like that often do that. So we can get it. Andrew says, especially after today. Yeah. Get it cut to size, and try and figure that out and figure out how to do it. It's just getting everyone together, and figuring out how to do that. But if we can get a day where at least we can be shown how to do it, and then we can tinker around with it as the days go on and try to do more work on it. So that's what we're trying to do. Of course, trying to do anything with the budget we have is not easy. So we are, trying our best to do as much as we can do ourselves and work on everything. And yeah, it's fun owning stuff, right? There's no landlord to call. Um, so that's what's going on here. Hey Susan, thanks for joining us. Good to see you all here. It's nice to see everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well out there. Um, so that was our adventurous day. I went up there and taped some plastic very tight, hopefully, around the hole that has been cracked or broken through the window pane. So hopefully if it rains again, we don't get massive amounts of water inside. But that is a very temporary fix, and we have a lot to try to figure out, because we cannot have water coming through there into that room. That's the room. I mean, we don't want water coming anywhere, but especially that room, um, because that's where we're planning to do classes and teach and all that. And this is all while we are trying to also host classes here. So it is, it is a lot. It is a lot. Some days it feels overwhelming, but we just have to work on it as we can and push ourselves to get through it. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on. That's where I am at this point. I was like sweating as I sat down for the live because I was literally up in the attic, moving things around and trying to tape up the window, so we didn't get more water inside, um, just before I started the live. So that's been my day. And Andrew has been over in the studio working all day long. All day long. Marianne says bon chance, right? Yeah. Good luck. Good luck in French, right? That's where we are. That's where we are. Um, But it's all things like people do it, right? People fix windows, people paint buildings, and um, if we had unlimited funds, this stuff would be a lot easier. Taking a trip just to the uh, hardware store is like, how much is this going to cost? But there are things we definitely need to do this year. So that's where we are. And we've picked purple. Purple is going to be the color this year. So we're going from a red and green building to a purple and green building. It should be really pretty when it's done. And it's going to be a lot of work, but we're just going to, buy a can of paint as we can and use it as far as it goes. And, scrape off the old stuff where it needs to be and huh? Wasn't supposed to say what? Oh, I wasn't? No, because we're gonna sell boxes and it's gonna have everything there. They're gonna reveal the color. Oh no. I didn't realize that. So don't worry about the color, y'all. Never mind. Um, yeah, that I didn't remember. So oh well. Just forget that, y'all. So yeah, we're going to paint it little by little as we can and try to um, do as much as we can. That's all. That's what we're trying to do. So um, that is that's where we're at today. That's literally what I've gotten to today. Um, did get some things out to people, did get some things to the post office, which was good, and worked on a bunch of orders. Now we have to change it, Xander. I know, I know. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. Oops. I honestly forgot we were doing that. Um, so he's like, now we got to change the color. So new color. It's not going to be that anymore. We're going to do something else. Um, Mary Ann says, too hard to forget that color choice. I know, right? It's too hard to forget that color choice. Um, so how was all your day? How did you how was hopefully you had a little bit of, I mean, the day was not bad. The day here was it was another day here at Star Cottage Studio and Allegory Gallery. It was not a bad day. We've got a lot of things done. It was productive. Um, the rain kind of threw a kink in the end, but I don't know how Andrew's doing over there. But my day, I got a lot done today. We are going to have our creative make along this Friday. So if you are available, I hope you'll join us. We're going to meet from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time and hang out and make stuff together. So I don't know if we'll have a live earlier in the day. I might do a surprise live from the store. We'll see. Um, the last few times I haven't had a chance to do that because we've been busier in the store, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might do a surprise live from the shop. Um, says, I'm addicted to listening to 360 from Bridgerton. What is 360 from Bridgerton? I haven't heard that. I've heard you listening to things over there, but I can't hear it over in my room really. The one thing about the studio is that um, you like various parts of Star Cottage studio here. Like here, I can't really hear what he's doing in the studio. Even right next door, kind of, I can't really hear when I'm packing and shipping. I can just kind of hear that there's noise. Like sometimes I can make out a song, but it's kind of nice that it's a little bit isolated from one another, which makes it kind of easier. Hey, Carly, nice to see you. How are you doing? How are those bead plants coming? Um, Leslie had dinner with a good friend. That's nice. Hope you had a good dinner. I don't know. I think we're gonna have some kind of cheesy pasta tonight, I think. We were gonna have that last night, but we had enough leftovers, so we just had the leftovers last night. Um, so that's that. Susan says the high temp reached 89 today. Got some organizing and laundry done. Rested a bit of the day. Sciatica is flaring a bit. Mine was flaring too, like yesterday. I was having a hard time. It was going up into my back and affecting my back yesterday. So that was a little bit difficult. But yeah, I did some laundry yesterday. I did that. I'd started laundry midday, and then when I came home, I threw it in the dryer. So I got some laundry done yesterday. I was proud of that. It's the little things, right, Susan? Harry pulled 4 things from the kiln, cleaned off the potter's wheel ready for throwing, and fired a cat and some other pieces. Just cooked supper, baked sweet potatoes, and breaded chicken. That sounds delicious. Delicious. Hey, Anne. How are you doing, Anne? I hope you're doing okay. Um, uh, yeah. Um, Carly says, I need more beads. I'll be back in. Okay. Remember, we're going to be open. Um, we're going to be open Saturday and Friday this week. We will be closed Sunday because we're doing a raku event on Sunday at my pottery studio, which means we got to make some raku vessels. I brought home the raku clay and we haven't even done anything with it yet. Maybe tonight I'll make a um, hand built something or a pinch pot, a pinch bowl, a pinch mug. Um, Maybe do something like that with it. I know Andrew wanted to make something too. Um, Anne says, crazy weather here, thunderstorms, tornado warning, floods, very large hail. This after the same last night minus the hail. Oh my goodness. That's no good. Wow. Yeah, we had rain. That was it. Thank goodness. But it was a lot. It was a lot of rain. And I was just telling everyone how we had water damage come through the roof of the metal studio or through the ceiling of the metal studio with a broken window upstairs. Susan says I had apple slices with peanut butter. Anne says haven't cleaned up last night when today happened. Big branches in the street and trees uprooted. Wow. Wow. Um, okay. Anne brought it up. I wasn't going to, and Marianne was talking about it. I didn't want to bring it up because we don't like to bring it up if we don't know if people want it brought up. But Anne says doing well. Very grateful. We had my dad for the 90 years and he passed peacefully. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry for that. I know that has to be very difficult. But like I said, I didn't want to bring it up. But we are thinking about you, Anne. I've been thinking about you actually all day. I wasn't sure if we would see you on here. I know it wasn't, just recent. I mean, it was recently that it happened, but it's been a little bit. But yeah, you've been on my mind a lot today. So I hope you're doing okay. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Vicky says, I hope it was a clay cat, Harry. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we yeah. Um Susan's sending healing vibes Anne's way. Everyone's saying sorry. Yeah, so um I don't know. We have the creative make along on Friday. We have the pottery thing on Sunday. So it's gonna be a busy weekend for us. I don't know if Andrew's got anything booked for us otherwise, other than that stuff too. Um uh Jennifer says, I got sick suddenly yesterday, but thankfully it passed. The 24-hour thing slept through the live. I was wondering we didn't see you, but I know we don't see you every day. But um, yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear that you got sick. That's no good. Maybe it was food poisoning or I often get 24-hour things like um, for a long time, like anytime I got the flu or anything like that, it was always like a 24-hour thing. Um, Andrew says, I have a demo in Pittsburgh on Wednesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, or next Wednesday? Tomorrow, Wednesday? You're going to Pittsburgh tomorrow? Yeah. What are you demoing? Might have been a reaction to food or meds. Hopefully not meds. Hopefully not food. You don't want a reaction to food either, but yeah. But hopefully you feel better and stay feeling better tomorrow. So you're demoing tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Demoing brick stitch. Oh, nice. That's nice. Where are you doing that? I think I knew something about that. Andrew does a lot of things, and I try to keep up. But I was looking at the calendar. I'm like, I don't see anything on the calendar. But there's some of these things sometimes he throws in there. I know he mentioned that to me at some point. I didn't realize it was coming up so soon. Um, let's see here. I'm going to refresh this to make sure I'm not missing anyone's comments too. Sometimes the comments don't seem to work. I guess did the power blink up here at the cottage too? I'm doing it at Contemporary Craft. So Contemporary Craft. Yeah, we must have lost power up here because I had to restart my computer and stuff. Must have at least blinked. Seems like it anyway. But yeah, that's really like my day has been that, and it was just such a mess here with the water at the end that I'm just like discombobulated a little bit. That's it throws you off. But we are doing fun stuff, and we've got a lot of things going on, and we're going to do the best we can to fix the things we need to fix. It went out 3 times. That's hard, probably really hard on the kiln. Yeah, it didn't go out at all at the house, and so I didn't realize it had gone out here. Um, but I also had to get the trash together. I have to remember to take some trash from here, and take it to the house tonight too. Try and remember that. I forgot last week. Vicky says, I was so excited to get home and bead, then the reality of my bead table hit me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And Anne says, my family's getting together tomorrow to watch videos of my dad, tell fun stories, and eat his favorite foods. That's a great thing to do. That's a really nice thing to do. I kind of, my family never got together when my grandparents passed and to do anything like that. And we don't do really funerals anymore, or they didn't want open caskets or anything like that. So there was never really a chance to talk or say anything. And I mean, we talk about them all the time still, but I think that's a really nice thing to do. Andrew says 360 is a Charlie XCX song that they instrumentalized. I was wondering I was like, Andrew's listening to like classical music over there, but I could only hear, like I said, I can't hear exactly what's coming out of that room. So I just kind of heard instrumental music, and I was like, what's he listening to classical music? Because he does not usually listen to classical music in the studio like that. Leslie's working on packaging new kits. Nice. Oh, kiln luckily was already off. Oh, good. I'm glad. Doo, doo, doo. Susie says, and I followed in my dad's footsteps. My best friend, it will be 22 years next month. Wow. It's hard. All right. So that's what else is anyone else doing? Anybody else got anything to report? Oh no, I'm gonna flip it around. I've got some fun stuff, I think. I hope. What did I just do with everything then? There it is. I was like, I opened a drawer and hid everything. I pulled some things. We talked yesterday a little bit about we haven't done like a Williams favorite in a while, and these are not necessarily my favorite. I mean, they are some of my favorites. It's not all of my favorites. It's not like my most favorite favorites, but I did pull a good many of my favorite things to show you. So I figured I would do that today, and hopefully you like them too. Um, yeah, hopefully we'll see. Um, Anne says my dad chose a green burial and no funeral. The sanctuary is a beautiful, excuse me, beautiful nature area. That's nice. That's really nice. I think that's a wonderful thing to do. There's a lot more in the way of green burials that are happening now, and I think it's such a lovely thing. Um, and I don't really know anyone who has done one. I don't think. Um, but I'm glad that the option is out there more for people now, and that's great. Yeah, my grandparents, um, they did cremation, and there was no funeral, there was no viewing, there was no anything like that, and they didn't want that. And my mom has said the same thing. My aunt has said the same thing. They have their stuff all lined up already, and so it is. I like the idea of getting together to reminisce. We didn't do that, and I kind of wish we would have, because there's that kind of, it helps, I think, with the process of grieving a little bit more, when you can get together with people and just talk and do that. Um, but yeah, it's good. Uh, Jennifer says, when my dad passed, we got his favorite local jazz band to come and play at the VFW. That's awesome. I mean, it's not great that he passed, but you know what I mean. That's a nice thing to do. Um, and it's nice that they did that for him. It's really nice. Okay, let's flip this camera around and let's take a look at some stuff. All right. So this is, I listen to our local classical station daily, especially while folding clothes and working in the crafty room. That's nice. Um, I think Marianne had also mentioned that she likes some, where did I say, says I love some classical music. Um, let me flip this around. That's not, I don't think that's not the right camera. Oops. Oops. That's the camera. Andrew says your brother and cousin all got together. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, they kind of had a meeting when my cousin came into town. We were at a show when they did that. So they had a little bit of something. I don't know what all necessarily, that it wasn't really that kind of thing, I don't think. But um but yeah, they did. They had a little bit of something, I think. Susan says both the hubs and I want green burials and no funeral. I think that's just such a thing right now, right? Um Andrew says, I listen to instrumental music, but not a lot of old classical. No. And it sounded more like classical when I heard it coming from the room over there. Um, but that makes sense. That makes sense. That's what it was. Bridgerton does, they do that in all the dancing scenes and stuff. They take modern music and turn it into instrumental, and it's really often very nice. Okay, let's see here. I don't think I've used, let me check this real quick. No, we're going to use van lots. Van lots tonight. I keep saying I'm trying to come up with three-letter words that I can use for the lot numbers. Peer Gynt is my favorite, especially the Hall of the Mountain King. I think that's a lot of people's, right? It's one of the first ones when we did music class in school, talk about Peer Gynt. And of course, Hall of the Mountain King. Andrew said the real song came on Alexa and I got excited and I was like, oh. Better an instrumental. Got used to an instrumental. Okay. One of my very favorite strands of all time that this is very much one of my favorite that we actually do have, um, is this lapis strand. And it was 95, and I will bring it down to, how about we bring it down to 75? It is such an amazing strand, and I love it so much. This is it. And this is one of those strands that's strung up already. It's on a sterling silver lobster claw, and there's the 925 right there. And then it has the sterling silver extender chain. Susan says both hubs not. Oh wait, no. Psi 3 nonprofits. What's that? 3 nonprofits. I don't know if there was I don't know if there was something I missed. Sometimes messages don't come through. That's all I got from you, Susan, was the 3 nonprofits. So if you said something before that, I did not see it, and I don't see it on the YouTube channel either. Let me refresh to make sure I didn't miss anything here. No. So this is this beautiful, Susan says, see above. There's nothing above other than the last thing I see is both the hubs, and I want green burials and no funeral. And then Psi 3 nonprofits. That's the last thing. Those are the last two things I saw from you. Nothing else came through. This is the lapis. And these are simple cut, beautiful, faceted, simple cut stones. Really gorgeous quality on these. Each one of these could be used, just as a little decorative portion of a bracelet, or you can use them all together like this. But Marianne says, are you referring to green burials? Asking Susan. I guess it didn't come up for other people either. If there's something else. Oops. Wow. I keep hitting this thing here. Oh, and let me pull up the mail so I can see where we're at here. If anybody grabs any of these things. And I need to check a quick look through our junk mail because I haven't gotten through that yet today. Get up to the top of that. Marianne says, drool-worthy lapis. Oh, Susan says, I belong to 3 nonprofit radio stations. I like to see my money stay in the community. Yes, that's good. That's good. Yeah, see, that comment didn't come through before earlier. All right, so this is one of my very favorite strands. I love lapis. Lapis is one of my favorite, when you think back to your childhood and what your favorite, you first notice stones. I've told this story a little bit before, but my boss at the British car place used to only use Mont Blanc pens. And he would lose them all the time. And so I learned about Mont Blanc pens because they had to keep buying him new Mont Blanc pens. Luckily, he didn't buy the super expensive ones, but they were still a few $100s a piece every time he lost one. And I started like who's going to buy a few $100 pen? But then that kind of got me into liking to collect pens. And I started looking at Mont Blanc pens, and just about that time, when all that was going on, they did a Ramses the Second, I think Ramses the Second pen. They always do every year. They do a few special editions, and the special edition was the Ramses the Second, and it was a gold pen with this beautiful blue cap, and the blue cap was made out of lapis lazuli. And I had to, of course, look up lapis because I had no idea what it was back then. I didn't know a lot about stones, and um, I um, I just love lapis ever since then. And the Egyptians believed that lapis was the only thing that could help you cross over. Well, we hit the 48-minute mark, y'all. And so it decided to disconnect me for a little while. So it says the color and cut on that lapis is gorgeous. It is. It is stunning. Mary Ann says, the 48-minute disconnect. I know it's pretty regular, right? It's pretty regular, almost always right around 48 to 58 minutes, somewhere in there, but oftentimes right around 48 minutes. Um, so there's that. That's number one. And these are kind of graduated, as you can see. On the smaller end of things, we have the lapis going from about 12 by 10 millimeters up to the largest one, which here is about 16 by 20 millimeters. And the strand itself, without the chain and lobster claw, is 16 inches, the 16-inch strand. That's the time to get a drink and a snack, says Susan, right? That's when I should have taken my drink. I just get so perturbed about it. But I should have taken my drink then, right? Okay. So that's Van one of my favorite strands that we currently have. And then love these too. So these were 60. I'll bring them down to 45. And I think I've got 3 of these. This is Van 2. These are lovely, beautiful garnets. And these are garnet smooth rondelles, and they are also graduated. But beautiful color. Gorgeous, gorgeous color on those. And they are 16-inch strands. And size-wise, they go from about 3 millimeters to the largest ones are about 6 millimeters. So 3 to 6 millimeters on the garnets. And let me show you. We've got 3 of them. And how do they get tied together? What are you doing here? There we go. We got looped and locked together. So just to show you, they're all very similar high quality stones. Beautiful garnets. 3 strands available. $45 a strand today instead of 60. I love garnets. They've got that very pretty color. And then you all know I like green. And I love these kind of shaded or ombre green aventurine strands. They were 15 each. We usually put them online for about 15. We'll do them for 12. We should try and do it for 12 for y'all. Band 3, green aventurine. They shade from light to dark. Beautiful color, beautiful stones. I love these. And then the stones themselves are about 3 millimeter stones. And the strands are about 13 inches, 13-inch strands. 13 to 14 is normal for these kind of stones. And these microfaceted used to be so expensive. It's so wild to see them at a price like this, but really pretty. And 3 available, van 3. How's everyone doing out there? These I love. We've sold one of the van 3 so far. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. These are vintage, old Venetian glass, African trade. These are around the 1800s. They're $26. I picked this group of them because I love this black and yellow. Jennifer's vibing with the aventurine. Nice. Susan's doing pretty good. Good. But I love this kind of black and yellow look. And it's got a little bit of the green. So like if you are working with other greens, you can blend it in, mix and match. And you get all of these. And some of them, like I said, I always say on these old beads, you're going to get, there's some showing of time on these. If these were super perfect, they would not be $26 for the set of them. Plague beads, LOL, says Kimberly. If you know, you know, right? Right. Andrew's project layouts with similar beads for book club are so lovely. They are, right? He laid those out so nice. And I love these ones. And like I said, I picked these out because I love these color combos. I love that stark black with the browns and the browny red and the green and the yellow. I can't lay them out as nicely as Andrew. He had them, if you saw his, he has them all laid out, increasing in size, and got them all laid out nice. But this is a batch of these. They are lovely. They are old, and they are a piece of history. So they are $26 only. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You get 10 beads. So it's only $2.60 a bead. Whoops. I think that's a really great price for those. Andrew priced those once upon a time for us. And we've never gone up in price since then. And they probably should. But that's like world history right there. And then I love this little bead. Well, it's actually a button. This is a vintage Czech ceramic button. Oh no. Anders, I just effed up the latest bezel. Oh no. I know you've been working so hard on those. You've been here for so long doing it. This is a cat ceramic button from the Czech Republic, vintage. I love this little stripy cat. It reminds me a little bit of Gertie. Gertie doesn't have as much brown in her tortie self, but it's got some pretty big eyes. Gertie's got some big eyes, but her eyes are big and black. This is 37 millimeters by about 25 millimeters. And it's only $4 than $5. It is a cute cat. That's something just to put on your desk even and just look at. I think they did a really cute job on that. All right. It looks like a Clyban cat. I don't know what that is. That kitty is so adorable, says Susan. It is. Isn't it cute? I found that hidden. We showed this once, and I think only once, and it's now sold. It's gone. Thank you so much. We showed that once upon a time, probably with a bunch of other ones. And this one fell down in my drawer here. And I just found it today underneath a bunch of bags and stuff. Um, yeah. Now these have been super popular online since I put them in the online store. And I love them. Let me see how many of these we've got. I just put these are these Indonesian glass. And as soon as I put them in the online store, people were coming into the store to get them. People bought some online. Thank you if you're out there and you bought them online from us. But I didn't have all the colors and I didn't expect them to be so popular, but they are. So I've got another color here. And these are only $12. And there are 5 of these ones. If you're interested in these, oh, Clyban, K-Liban is an artist who draws cartoony cats. Oh, okay. I don't know that. I might know the cats if I saw them. This is this Indonesian glass, and this is in this beautiful opaque red. It's an orangey red with these multicolor stripes on them. And a lot of times these are made using recycled glass in Indonesia. And I don't know if the original idea was to make them look like African trade, but they do resemble African trade glass. And so these are a nice, like I said, they're a nice red color. And they're a little bit on, they're not on the blue side of red, they're on the orangey side of red. And they're nice and bright. And they are nice long strands. I think they're 24, yeah, they're 24-inch strands. And the beads vary from about 4 to 5, usually about 4 to 5, 4 to 6. No, usually about 4 to 5 millimeters. They don't go much past 5. So about 4 to 5 millimeter. And that's band 6. I love these strands. Like I said, I didn't expect them to be so popular in the online store, but they have been. So thank you. Okay. While I'm doing those, I have a few more of these. A lot of you may have seen these. Our friend Diane grabbed them. She saw them online and then she came into the store and she's like, do you still have them in store so I can get them now? And so she grabbed one of them and she started making bracelets and earrings and stuff with them. And we posted that in the Design Challenges group. And then she shared the post and a lot of people have been looking at it. So you may have seen it. These are the beads that she was using in that. Now these are just a red variety of those without the lines or colors, which I think these are kind of cool. You don't see them, I feel like, very often without the colors entirely. So they're nice little glass beads from Indonesia. and they are $12 a strand. And if they don't sell here, I will be adding them to the online store probably this weekend, because I figure I may as well put the whole series of them on the online store. Let's see here. Oh, I had one of these left, and I love these so much. But I want to see. I love these. This is $6. These are these big beads. Big beads. Look at that. And they're piecemealed through there. And they're kind of put together, but they're so lovely. They remind me of like cave paintings or something. I don't know what. Yeah, they remind me of cave painting. The holes go this way. It's a nice giant bead, but it's pretty light. For as big as it is, there's some weight to it, but for as big as it is, it's pretty light. It is about a 50 millimeter bead by about 30, we'll say 50 by 33 or so. Marion says, Bernard Cliban, 1935 to 1990. American cartoonist who specialized in cats. Okay, now I got to look it up. We've sold one of the 7s. Thank you so much. Let's see here. I've got to look up these cats now. Everyone's talking about them. I've definitely seen those cats. Of course. Yes. I have seen those. Very cute. I never knew the artist name. Oh la la, says Leslie. I know, right? Nice big bead. All right. Pretty much out of room. So I'm going to put away the lapis. Still no taker on the lapis. I can't believe it. No one's grabbing the lapis for only $75. It's wild to me. I would grab that for 75. But I'm trying to sell it for 75. Let's see here. And then I'll put away the garnets as well. Only $45 a strand. Beautiful graduated smooth rondelle garnets. These will probably work on putting these in the online store this weekend. And let's put the green aventurine away as well. We've sold one strand of those. Still 2 of them available. $12 a strand. Excuse me. Okay. Let's move these down. Move these down. I love this big bead. It's one of my favorites. Of course, they're my favorite. I picked favorites today. A lot of these I picked, like I said, because we were talking yesterday about how I haven't done a Williams favorites in a while. So I tried to rummage around and find some of my favorite things. And this is one of my favorite strands. There's only one of these left. I will give a little bit of a discount. We don't normally discount. We've never discounted these. But I'll give a little bit of a discount if somebody wants this one. Just bringing it under that $30 price range. Are these big, beautiful vintage check. And you can see there's the old price. We didn't increase the price. We were just leaving the old price on it. But I'll give you a little bit of a discount. And these are these beautiful green. They look like they are, like they have ridges, but that's only in the glass. It's smooth. They are smooth. They do not have a texture. And they're lovely. 2, 4, 6, 8 beads for $28 now. One strand available only. I love these because I love this color green. It's such a beautiful, like that minty color. I love it so much. I like green. I like pretty much every green. All right. Oops. I keep kicking everything. Like everything is in my way down here right now. The color of Head and Shoulders. I don't have head. I don't know that. I don't have that. I thought the Head and Shoulders we have here was blue. Last time I looked, or last time I saw it. Anne says, I bought those large vintage check mint beads without knowing what to do with them. No regrets. You did a great project with those. You did a great project with those. It looked beautiful. I wish I could grab it now to show people, but I don't, it would take me forever probably to find it. Or at least longer than people would probably want to wait. But it is really nice. I should have thought, well, I didn't have time to think about that with the rain today. Let's see here. These were 45. Let's go down. We'll bring them under the 40 price. Like mint ice cream, says Susan. I know, right? All right. These are an orangey quartz or green tea ice cream. I've never had green tea ice cream. These are an orangey quartz. And I think these are beautiful. These are drops that are faceted. And it's a very unusual color in that orange color. You see quartz, like you'll see strawberry quartz or other quartzes, but this is a very almost tangerine kind of green. And I think they are so lovely. I've got 2 strands. I didn't put that on there. I need to put that on the tab. I've got 2 strands of these. And I'll show you. Let me put it on there. 2. And this is the other strand. But look at that color. It's so pretty. I love it. So again, some of my favorites. These are about 6-inch strands because they are very nice stones. So the strands are shorter, but these are about, we'll say 17 by 14 millimeters. 17 by 14 millimeters. I'm going to just leave one out. It's like a tangerine quartz. So pretty. Vibrant orangey color. VAN 10. And let's see here. I got room for one more before I move things around again. Van 11. Ooh. These are so nice. Let's see. These are normally 82. We'll do them for, what can I do? 26. Do them for 26. These are beautiful multi-tourmaline faceted rounds, microfaceted, beautiful quality tourmaline. You get all the tourmalines. There's the indicolite, pink tourmaline. Beautiful watermelon tourmaline greens. You got some black in there. Yellow tourmaline. Just lovely, very vibrant colors. Like very rich, natural colors. Those are some beautiful stones. They're $26 a strand. The strand, here, let me give you the size of the beads first are, I'm gonna say about 2.5 to 3 millimeters. I'm just eyeballing that. I don't have my calipers here. 2.5 to 3 millimeters. And these are, again, 13-inch strands. Kimberly says, gorgeous. Yes, 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 they are. Look at those. Oh, so nice. Was 32, bring them down to 26 for y'all. 3 strands available. I keep forgetting to put the numbers on here. I need that for later. 3 strands available. All right. I'm going to put these away. The Venetian trade beads. In the 1800s, $26. One lot of those available. And then vein 6 are these, the Indonesian glass. $12 a strand on those. And we'll put 7 away as well. That's also the Indonesian glass. $12 on those. And we'll move these down. One big bead available. That's the last one of those. We don't have any more that I could find in my stash. Tangerine quartz and the tourmaline, multi-tourmaline. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these available. $12 a strand. This is some more of the Indonesian glass, this time in a beautiful blue. Beautiful blue. Blue always reminds me of my grandmother. That was her favorite color. And yeah, it reminds me of her. And these are beautiful blue with the multicolor striped glass beads. I love how they do those stripes. Bake that right into that glass. And these are 24-inch strands, 4 to 5 millimeter beads, Indonesian glass. Nice long strands, only $12 a strand. And let's see here. Let me check, see how we're doing. Somebody was, who is that? Brittany was coming in. Hello. Hello. And they took their message away. So, hi. Hope you're doing well today. Let's see here. And then I've only got one of this color. This is VAN 13, but I want to put it with this. Oh my, that was a bad 3. 13. I want to put it with this one so you can see these kind of two together. So this is like a tealy color or a lighter blue. It looks teal in person. It looks more blue on camera. I don't know. It's like a tealy blue. And so these two blues together, just so you can see them, I wanted to compare them. So there's a darker blue, and then there's this lighter greener blue. And those are the Indonesian glass beads, and $12 a strand. VAN 13. Love teal, says Susan. It's really pretty. They are like I said, on my screen, they're looking like a light blue. In person, under this light, they're looking teal. Let's see here. These are a little set of rough rubies that Andrew's already wire wrapped. And so it's kind of like an earring pair and a pendant and these beautiful rough rubies. And we're going to do this for a low price today. Let's see. I can do them for, let's do the set of them for 8. How's that? And these are these rough ruby chips. You get a little kind of pendant and kind of earring set. Be a little asymmetrical, but whatever you want to do with them. They don't have to be pendant and earring. They just kind of remind me of that. And that's Van 14, $8 for that little set. That's from Andrew's collection of beads. All right, let's put this one away. The big bead. Nobody grabbed the big bead today. I'm surprised. Normally our big beads, the single ones like that, go pretty quick. Let's see, where's my bag? That's not the right bag. This is the bag for that one. Putting these away. Don't be afraid of the big beads, y'all. They're really fun. They're really nice. $28, one-time deal on that one. We've just sold 14. Thank you so much. I had a feeling at that price somebody would grab it. Those are nice little rubies. Nice little rubies. All right, let's move these down. Len says, I love big beads. I know you do. I know you do. I think you have that one though, don't you? Or don't you? Hello, Len, by the way. I think this is the first time you popped up. Hopefully we weren't missing any comments. I notice sometimes we don't get comments. It's very strange. I like this just because it's fun, but this is a synthetic. It's a synthetic strawberry quartz. And says, no, I wish. Oh, I thought you had that one already. That's a nice big bead. Sorry, it just dropped a bunch of my papers and knocked them on the floor. I do that like once a day. Once alive, I knock all my papers on the floor. Need to get my space a little more organized over here. Mine's lurking. So this is a synthetic strawberry quartz, but it's fun, and I love like a simple cut like this. I love just a irregular kind of cut. But these look good. They look really good for being a synthetic, right? And so that's just fun. $10. Um, the strand itself it's vintage too, which is cool. I love the vintage stuff. It's a 12-inch strand, and look at it. It looks good, right? They look like real rocks, but they're glass or a composite, possibly. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I already made 14. This is 15, y'all. This is 15. Len is lurking. Lurking Len. Okay. Next up. This is nice. I cannot believe this is still available. This is a bronze clay. Let's see. We had this at 18. I'll do it at 15. It was bronze clay by Christina Leonard. And this is a dragonfly coin. Christina Leonard, originally bronze pressed clay, fired. It's got a really nice patina on it. I think it keeps getting better and better. This patina, actually, every time I see this, it's really pretty. It's kind of almost got a blue teal color to it, a little bit of purple in there. One of these available, $15. It is bronze, 18 millimeters. One of them available. It's about the size. It's almost exactly the size of a penny. All right. What's next in my bag of goodies here? How about this one? This is not a cheap date. I'm going to bring it down as much as I can. Leslie says, I love dragonflies. I know, right? Me too. I grew up by a lake. I keep saying that, but those of you who don't know, and there were always dragonflies. I don't know if they were dragonflies or damselflies but they were beautiful. All different colors. They were mainly long-bodied. Their bodies were like this long. Their wings were pretty clear. They were like kind of an AB finish wing. And then the bodies were blue. They were like a kind of bright, almost metallic blue. And then the ones that I loved the most, and we didn't see as many, their bodies, from the way I remember them, their bodies were long and white, like completely white. And their wings looked like they looked like flags. Like there were dark squares kind of in the wings. So it looked like their wings, hold on, let me draw it. So they had a body and their wings came out, but the wings, because of the way they were colored, the wings look like that. Like they had some kind, like it wasn't like a full wing, but I know it was actually like, as I got older, I realized like the wing was like this, right? but it looked like they were just flying with little flags, like they were holding out little flags on their arms and flying around with them. But they were white and black, and they were so pretty. I've never seen them anywhere else. Um, the white and black ones. I've never seen them anywhere else. Okay, this is the 17. So this is beautiful high grade carnelian. Really pretty color. These are graduated, smooth rondelles. Amazing quality and color on these. Stunning carnelian. Look, it's like you could bite into it and juice would come out. They're so pretty. And this is on a sterling silver lobster claw and extender chain. This is a long one. This is an 18-inch strand. It's not just the 16-inch strands. This is an 18-inch strand. And these beads go from about 6 millimeters to the largest one is about 11. It's from about 6 to 11. And that's VAN 17. It was $105. And that's a good deal, y'all. That's still lower than what we normally would price these going by our cost calculator. Um, and I'm bringing it down to 85 for y'all. $85, one strand only. I think some people don't appreciate carnelian as an expensive stone, and that's one of the reasons we didn't set the price as high as we probably should. But we just sold it. So thank you so much. I don't have to say much more because it's sold. Somebody appreciated it. Yeah, it's really a magnificent strand. And like I said, some people don't appreciate the carnelian because they don't think of it as a higher end stone, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous strand of it. So thank you. We also sold 16. So thank you so much. Marianne says dragonflies for the blue ones. See, I was wondering if the blue ones were damselflies because I didn't know. We just always called them dragonflies growing up. They were always just dragonflies. My mom just called them dragonflies. That's what they were for us. But Marion says, "Whew, saved from myself." You were on the verge of that one. I want to see if I can find black and white dragonfly. See, I don't. There it is. I guess it's just called the common whitetail. I guess it's common, y'all. And it's only the males that are white. But here, let me show you. That is what it looks like. So theirs is the long white body. And see how it looks like it's holding out little flags? And when it's flying, all you can see is those dark spots. You don't see the clear. And so it's super cool. And as a kid, they were just like magical because I thought they were flying with flags um, instead of like a full wing. I was like, how does it do that? Aerodynamically, that doesn't make sense. But I love those. I didn't know that they were apparently a common white. I mean, they're called common whitetail, but I've not seen them anywhere else. Let's see. Let me get back to, sorry, I lost my track here. Okay. Oops, and my color changed. Back. VAN18. A-T. Whoa. All right. And these again. These were 85, and I'm going to bring them down to 65. This is a beautiful strand too. Marianne says, I don't think I've ever seen one. Yeah, I don't know. I need to read more about them to see if they are like very native around here or if we just somehow got them. But they weren't, I didn't see them every year at the lake, I feel like. And in the later years, I saw fewer and fewer of them, but we used to have a lot of them. And I remember them. That's one of my like permanent childhood memories are those dragonflies. This is iolite. I love iolite. I love color changing stones. Um, and iolite is one of those that it can be blue, it can be gray, it can be kind of purple. And like just this, like look how they change just depending on what side they're on and how the light hits them. These are beautiful iolite. Some are really like this really dark, almost purpley blue one. It's like that inky blue. Maybe it's because I love pens and ink, fountain pen ink. It kind of reminds me of a deep fountain pen ink. But these are iolite. They are faceted rounds graduated on a sterling silver extender chain. These are 16-inch strands. I have two of them. That's why I keep saying they, which I forgot to write down again. So I've got two of these. And this is they go from about, let me see if I can measure with one eye here, 4 millimeters to the largest of them. This juicy one is about 6. So from about 4 to 6 millimeters. VAN 18, and I'll show you the other one so you can see. They're both very beautiful strands. There's the other one. Gorgeous iolite. Another one of my favorite stones. I like these, like the Andalusite. I just put the Andalusite in the online store, y'all. I put the Granditerite in the online store and it sold out almost immediately. So thank you if you grab those and you're watching. The Andalusite, I believe, is still in the online store. And there's only one strand of the Andalusite, and it's a color changing stone too. Like it changes, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's more yellow, sometimes it's brown. It's such a beautiful stone. So he says, I love iolite, but I have a hard time designing with it. Why? Why? It's so pretty. You can use it pretty much anywhere you can use a blue. And like, especially like goes really well with like a pink. Marion says whitetails common throughout U.S. except a few states in the West, with some in the very southern parts of Canada. See, there you go. I don't know. I don't see them around, but look at this combination: the orange with the blue. Like that is fun. Like that's a dreamy combination, if you ask me. I think those would go really well together. I love that combo. We've just sold one of the 18s. Thank you so much. There is one still available if somebody wants it. Thank you, thank you. Can I get anyone to do that combination? Anybody want a number 10 too? Yes to the orange and blue, says Marianne, right? Right? Look at that. I don't know. This reminds me of like a creamsicle, like that orange. I don't know why putting it with the blue makes it really feel like a creamsicle to me, but I don't know what it is about that. But look at that as like a pendant, a little pendant or like an earring set, little earring drop. So pretty. So he says, I have no idea, but I buy the iolite and I sit and admire it. Well, it's okay to sit and admire it. That's 100%. I would sit and admire it too. I've admired these strands for a while. Um, but I don't think it's hard to design with. Maybe it's hard to let go of. maybe that's the problem. Of course, some people design for themselves and they're not always selling stuff like me. They don't have to let go of it all the time. Um, but yeah, we do let go of a lot of stuff. Oh boy, I can't get comfortable. Like I feel like I'm losing weight a little bit, but I actually feel like I don't fit on my chair right today. I don't know what is going on. Um, so weird. Let's see here. What can I do on these ones? This was 28. I'm gonna take it down to 24 for y'all. I can't do much more on this. Marion says, "Oh shoot, now I want a creamsicle." I know the live's always good for making people want the food, right? Um, I haven't had a creamsicle in probably 30 years. Actually longer, probably 34, 35 years, I think, since I've had like a creamsicle. Which is a sad thing to say, but I've not had them since I was a teen, probably a very young teen. And like creamsicles and like push pops. Like, do they still make push pops? This is Van 20, $28 down to 24. This is a black gold Amazonite, or they call it sometimes flower Amazonite. Used to be called black gold. Now it's called flower. I have it marked as black gold. Um, and it is a plated. They have like a silver plating on it. Like it just gives it a little bit of an extra flash. I call it silver platinum. Sometimes they call it a platinum plating. I don't actually know what it is, but it gives it a little bit of an extra, bling to it. Because Amazonite doesn't always have that, that flash. It doesn't usually have that flashy to it. And so this is it's a nice strand. It's let's see, it's a 15-inch strand. And these are 10 inch or 10, yeah, 10 inch, 10 millimeter beads. And there's just a little bit of color difference in them, but a lot of them are very similar if you're looking for that. But they're really nice color. They've got a really nice color to them. So that's Van 20. Nice strand of Amazonite, $24. The blue is pretty nice in a lot of these. That Amazonite blue. And then some of them still have the matrix. That's that flower part of it or the black gold part of it. Just pretty stones. Faceted rondelles, $24 for the strand, one strand available. All right, I didn't sell anyone on the 10s. You sure? Y'all sure on that? Because they're really pretty. Those two strands of tangerine quartz. I know people don't buy. I gotta stop buying. We gotta stop buying drops. People don't buy drops very often. Although I did just sell some in the online store. But for some reason, drops are a hard sell no matter how pretty the stone is. And I guess I can understand that a little bit. Van 11. Nobody on these. Nobody grabbed an 11. I am really surprised at that. $26. Really nice quality. 3 strands available. Tourmaline. Like, okay. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Like some of this, like I'm looking at some of this tourmaline. And I'm like, with the iolite, like juicy. Look at that. Look at that. That tourmaline looks so pink, right? It looks so pink. And then you put this with it. and it pulls out some of those purpley tones in that pink, which I didn't even notice before. It's kind of that bluey purple tone. So pretty. Okay. All right. I'm putting them away. Putting them away. If I can't tempt anyone. So what are y'all having for dinner? Are y'all making dinner yet? We think we're gonna be making a cheesy kind of, I think I mentioned that, cheesy kind of pasta. Putting the blue. Van 12. Let's see here. Let's move 13 down. We'll keep that out a little bit. Move 15 down. We've got one of 18 still left. And we've got 19 available. Let's see here. Good. No one's going to junk today. Thank goodness. Maybe I finally retrained it. Oh, okay. May's listening and cooking. What you cooking, May? Hello, May, by the way. What's going on? What you cooking up? Wow, okay. I know Andrew priced these really well for y'all once. We've shown them once. These they were $148. They are $98. These are an old vintage quartz hand cut drop strand, and they're flat on the back, and they are faceted, hand faceted on the fronts. And the quartz quality, there's some inclusions here and there, but they're really high, which accounts for the high price plus the hand cutness of them. They are really beautiful pieces of quartz. Len had pasta. May says, Hub's doing burgers and I'm doing salad and veggies. Ooh, nice. But these are stunning. This is a vintage strand, hand cut, quartz. You see a little bit of inclusion, so you know they're not glass, right? Because some of these are so nice, they could easily be glass. This one's got a little bit of a fogginess to it, which I love. It almost makes it opalescent. It's just so pretty. Soon says that's an interesting cut. It really is, right? You don't see this. This is another one that's slightly foggy, which I think makes it look really cool. And that's the last one. So this strand, and these are slightly graduated. Let me show you. So let's see how graduated they are. They go from about 25 by 17 to 30 by 20. And you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 drops on the strand. The strand is $98. It's a very high quality, nice strand. It was $148. Andrew at one point priced it really well, gave a deal on it. So I'm going to continue that deal. And we're going to go with VAN 20. Len says, I've never seen quartz like that before. I know, right? Somebody said, just emailed, if you're watching, said they have not gotten an invoice. Do you have another email? I know we've had problems with your email once. I was sending to the other email. If you've not gotten it on that other email, do you have another one I can send to? Or should I switch back to the original one? Because I know we were on the second email address because something happened to the first one. We weren't getting things. So let me know what I can do to send that out to you. Or if you have I can maybe, if you have a social media, I can send a link to the invoice. I don't know what to do. Let's see here. VAN21. Yeah, it's so pretty, that quartz. It's so pretty. It's like little icy drops of goodness. Now, you know me, I like big stuff. Maybe you don't know that, but here, so if you don't know, this, I've shown this once before. It has these, what did Andrew call them? Spool beads, whirl beads, ceramic. I think whirl beads, but I can't remember now. I bought this. So this was made in France. And this was brought in by the company that I worked for in New York, where I dressed people. They would go to France every month and bring back new things. This was one of the pieces um, that I bought, and I personally wore this out to many a club in New York. This is one of my favorite pieces. So I used to wear this quite a bit. Um, and so I love Molly Spindle Whirl. So it is a spindle and a whirl. Molly Spindle Whirl. I didn't know what these were when I bought this, but that's what I bought. And I worked this off. Like I would buy things, mostly accessories from there because it was all women's clothing, and not that I didn't wear some quote unquote women's clothing, but I mostly bought accessories from there, and I had a few rings and a few necklaces. And this is one of the ones that I bought and would wear quite often. I liked to have fun stuff and odd stuff that other people didn't have. And because that came from France, even in New York, I mean, you weren't going to find that just anywhere. So I love big beads. And here, whoa, we have Mesa's very cool necklace. I thought so, right? These are $8 each, only coming out. Van 21. And let me see how many of them I have in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 of them available. And they are these beautiful giant shell pendants. There is a hole up here. And they are a giant shell pendant. And they've got this kind of pattern carved into them. And I love these. You want it in millimeters or inches? It's about 80 millimeters or 8 centimeters by 51. In inches, that is about 3¼ by 2. Am I back? I had to re-sign in, y'all. Can you? There we go. Am I back? Am I still here? Oh, it made me re-sign in, and it wouldn't. Then it wouldn't let me switch the camera. So I hope I'm still. I hope I'm back. Susan says that is stunning. I'm assuming you mean you're talking about this, or you're talking about my necklace. I don't know which one. I think these are stunning pendants, and I think these would be really fun to work with. Len says hello. Okay, good. So I must be back. Hello, y'all. Hello. Um, yeah, these are really fun. Let me show you another one just so you can see. They are very similar, but they are different, of course. They're natural shell. Um, so Marianne says you're back. Good. And so see, they're different, but they're similar. I mean, they are natural shell. So there's going to be some differences in them, but they're really so pretty. Susan says both, right? Like, look at the colors come out in these. And in the daylight, they're even better. But all different colors, easy to play around with. Like, just like even from like this point, bringing out those peach tones, right? To play with something like that. Pair it with something like this. It'd be super, super pretty. There's a little bit more green in this one, so pair it with maybe this kind of lighter blue green Amazonite, and you get, like, how pretty would that be? Throw some of that, like, take this Amazonite. I would take this Amazonite. I would put it with this, and then I would pair. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, here we go. And then I would pair, because there's a lot of pink in this one, I would take these pink tourmaline that we had earlier. Come on, they're tangled. Of course they are. And I would put these pink tourmaline with it. So the pink tourmaline with the Amazonite with that. Look how pretty that would be. Really pretty design, I think. Or just the tourmaline. The tourmaline itself. But I think you want a slightly larger bead to stand up to the pendant, probably. But those colors are all those kind of beautiful tourmaline colors in that pendant that are reflected in there. And they're all, like I said, they all have those beautiful colors from the shell. There's green and the pink and the blues and some purples. So lovely, lovely pendants. Like I said, they're big, but I think they're not hard to work with or hard to wear because they're super light and they're shell. And they're only $8, y'all. $8 for those pendants. It's, I think, at that price, hopefully someone will take us up on it, because at that price, I think they're worth trying out and playing around with, because they're really cool. Jennifer says the different beads really do bring out the colors, right? Yeah, there's so many colors in here. So many colors you could bring out. Beautiful. Okay, we gotta stop. Hopefully somebody will give them a try, because I'd love to see what somebody does with those. I feel so weird today too. I think that's another reason I'm knocking things around a little bit. I'm in tennis shoes today, y'all. I usually wear uh now I can't. Why can't I think? Um you know, the slip-on shoes. Wow, my brain, y'all. Um, that's bad. Anyway, I usually wear those, and um, I'm actually wearing tennis shoes today. It feels so weird. I bought these shoes when we went to Italy, and I didn't wear them too much. I wore them around Italy a little bit, um, but sorry, I'm trying to count also at the same time, which is hard. There are five of these. Um, and it's so weird. Susan says Skechers. These are not Skechers. These ones are Brooks. I wear Brooks because they're like uh, they're kind of like not quite orthopedic shoes, but they're on the verge, I guess. That's what a lot of people recommended to me, so I wear those. They kind of remind me of my Skechers that I used to have, but the other ones I'm talking about, why can't I think of them? Um, wow, they're the ones that they put all. They have the holes in the front. They look like a. Why can't I think? My brain is completely blank. It'll come to me. These are beautiful drops. These are beautiful drops. And they kind of magnify things that are behind them. And so Crocs, thank you, Jennifer. I think maybe Andrew, I think I heard him say something too. Crocs, yes, that's what it was. Um, May says, I was going to ask you about that shoe brand, but I forgot and ended up buying another. Yeah, I wear the Brooks and they are nice. I think I have two different sized feet. Does anybody have that? I know they say I think everyone's feet are two different sizes, but ever since that I can remember putting on shoes, my left shoe has always been harder to put on than my right. And I feel like I buy shoes for my right foot, and then my left foot is a little bit bigger. I don't know if that's true, but um, my left foot in shoes always feels tighter. These are about 11 millimeter drops by about 11 by 6. Vintage check glass. Beautiful, clear drops. I love these. $6 a strand, down from $10 a strand. And there are 5 strands available. Van 22 is very pretty, says Susan. I know, right? I just love how they magnify things like the colors. Like they'll pick up the colors behind them and magnify. I think they'd be fun to put in front of like other things like coins, or if you're layering a pendant together and put these in the front. They'd also be really pretty as earring drops. Like put a little drop on top to bring some color down into them. Like can you imagine like if it were like that? Just a little drop. It'd be really pretty. Very cool, I think. Okay, let me put some of this away. Yeah, but I usually wear Crocs, and Crocs are super comfortable for me because I think I have wider feet, and they work well for that. I've got a nice wide uh, foot place. Hey, good night, Leslie. But thanks for joining us. May says, my podiatrist told me that too. I could feel the difference and he made it official. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Like it does happen, right? Yeah, my whole life, I feel like I've always because I'm right-handed, so I feel like I buy shoes and things for my right foot. I always try that one on first. And then I've always had problems getting my left foot into the shoes more so. I mean, they go in, but there's a little bit of a there's a little bit of a hindrance. They don't give quite as easily. And um, yeah. And so I can feel the reason I was saying all that is because I didn't wear these as much in Italy as I thought I would. Because if my toe gets smushed like sideways, I get a really sharp pain down my foot, and it makes it so I can barely walk. And so sometimes, because I had just bought these shoes before we left, I didn't get to work them in, and it was making my feet cramp up. So I haven't worn them really since. And today I saw, I'm like, I'm gonna put on my tennis shoes and I'm gonna stretch them out a little bit. So that's what I did. Anyway, this is the kind of interesting things I talk about because most of my life is the same thing a lot every day, other than sometimes when we have catastrophes like water dripping through the ceiling. Um, that's not the kind of excitement I want in life. All right, these were 26. I'm gonna bring them down to 22. These are a carnelian, but very different than the other ones. And these ones are vintage. There's only one strand of these left. We've sold one of the 22s. Thank you so much. We have 4 of them left. This is 23. This is deep, deep colored carnelian. Look at the color in this. This is a vintage strand, deep colored carnelian. It's got that brown, orange, amber, deep amber color. This is an old strand. There's only one of these available. Look at that color. Um, I don't know if this is the same one. Jennifer, you had, um, if it was this shape. I know you were designing with some of these darker ones like this during the Creative Make-Along and had shared some of that. But these are ovals that you can see. They're slightly different. I'm going to grab this one as kind of one that's kind of in the middle. It's about 34 by 22 millimeters. And this is about a 15-inch strand. About a 15-inch strand. Beautiful carnelian, vintage. Vintage goodness. 28N24. Says I got smaller ones and also large rectangle. Okay, I couldn't remember the shapes, but I know you had some of that beautiful dark carnelian. Let's see here. This was 26. I'm bringing it down to 22. This is a red aventurine. I love red aventurine. I just love the color. It's almost like I don't know, it's kind of caramelly. We call it red aventurine, but it often looks orange, right? And these are just fantastic. It's a vintage strand. It's got really pretty color in it. Red aventurine. And these are nice faceted drops. They are, I was gonna say 12 millimeter faceted rounds. And it is a 16-inch, full 16-inch strand. And it's just this kind of butterscotchy color I love. And I think, like, if you put this with some of your flower Amazonite, it pulls out all those kind of luscious browner tones or more butterscotch tones in that. And I think that's a really beautiful combination. Really fun to play with. That's Van 19 and Van 24. $24 for the Amazonite, 22 for the Red Aventurine. If you're interested in those. All right. I'm gonna put the iolite strand away. We had two, we sold one. We've got one of those left. If you're interested, beautiful. No other takers on that. Fan 18. And 19, bag that. So 19. And 20. Great. Hand cut. I'm ready to grab the hand cut quartz. Probably I'm going to end up having to cut this up and sell these by the individual drops. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I might try the online store first because it's really an exceptional strand. But it'll go back up to the 148 price on there for sure. And it's shell and 21. Beautiful shell. $8 each. No one grabbed a shell. All right. I tried. I know some people just don't like the big stuff like I do. But I tried. This is a good combo too, of course. But I don't know that the it's a good color combo. Like look how some of those lighter sections really start to pop. But it might be tricky in the design. Maybe, I don't know. Like you could definitely make a necklace with some of these above and these coming down. I think that'd be really pretty. And I'm gonna put this the right way. These were first. These were second. These were first. There we go. I mean, they're the same price, I guess. I mean, it does matter, but I didn't realize those were the same price. And 25 is coming up. I got 4 of these. I just think these are nice. They were $6. I got them for 4. There's 4 of them left. These are these vintage check glass, kind of Celtic knot beads, coins. Guess that's the word I'm looking for. Coins. And you get a lot on a strand. Like that's a big strand of check glass. That's an 8-inch strand, vintage check. And these are about 8mm coins. Or they got long tails on here. I usually like to chop those off. But they're just a really pretty color. I love that red and gold together. And I love vintage check. Band 25, $4 a strand. All right, next up, Van 26. We had $12 on these. I'll do it for 8. Oh no, let me get that one. There we go. This is furnace glass. It is not the very expensive furnace glass by David Christensen, but it is furnace glass. And it is, these are all different kind of shapes. Like I love this kind of twisted tube shape. They're also a little dusty because they are vintage. But this twisted tube shape, But it's this beautiful red and green. I do not know if it fluoresces under a black light. I don't have a black light here. I don't think it does. I don't think so. I'm not gonna try and sell it that way. I'm pretty sure it does not. But it has that kind of green color that looks like it could, but I don't think it does. Now some of the pieces, um, these are like tumbled this way. So like this piece, it hasn't broken since it was sold. It was sold that way. And I kind of like how there's some broken looking pieces in there. Um, like that. Because those are fun to play with for me. But just a fun assortment. It's only $8 for the whole assortment of it. And it's that red green color. I know that's usually like a Christmas color, but you can hey, use it for Christmas, but you can also play around anytime with that. Jennifer says, "Oh, it started raining here now." Rain is okay as long as it doesn't come in the house, right? I like rain. I love a nice a nice raindrop sound. I only got one strand of this. I haven't sold any of these tonight. Should have not shown these, but that's okay. Maybe somebody will want this one. This is some of this Indonesian glass. This is the black and white version. Reminds me of my dragonfly. This is the Indonesian glass, 24-inch strands, 4 to 5 millimeter beads. Engineer says, "Yeah, you made me remember all the leaks I battled in my old house." Oh boy. Yeah, well, I don't know if we've all been there, but many of us have been there, right? Beautiful black and white Indonesian glass beads, 4 to 5 millimeter beads, 24-inch strand. One of those available, that color. And those will definitely be going in the online store because they've been semi-popular there. And I want to put all of the ones we've got in there. I have to collect them though from various lives that we've done now. And put 22 away. Pushing things off the edge here. And we put 23, the carnelian, away. I call it the joys of home ownership, says Jennifer. I know, that's what I was saying before. It's like, you don't have a landlord to call, you're not renting. I don't know. I don't know if, at least, well, I should say you could get kicked out if you don't pay your mortgage, right? But at least you're probably not going to get kicked out from a landlord. But some of the other benefits of owning over renting, I don't know. I guess if you have like kids to pass it down to, then it builds generational wealth. But um, I don't know who's going to take our house when we're gone. So, like, what are we doing? What are we doing to ourselves? It's over here. It's over here. I could be calling the landlord instead, right? Of course, we had landlords in New York, and um, you know what they? So I had a leak in my bathroom in New York, and I called the landlord and told them about it. You know what they did? They brought someone in, and they opened it up. They closed it up. They pretty much painted over it. So the next time, um, the person upstairs ran their shower, um, instead of just leaking right through, it became a giant paint bubble for a long time. And I just had to kind of like sit there and like wonder when that bubble was going to burst. It was kind of disgusting to think about. And then it finally did. And then I finally called them again. And I was like, that didn't work. Could you send someone else or do something else? And they did finally fix it. But it took like a year or so to get that done. Van 28. Are these lovely green? You know I like green. These beautiful spring green And look at that orange in there and green. It's like the Italian flag. Orange, green, and white on a green. Those would go really well with like some carnelian. Like, let me see what I got here. I've got various carnelian here today, but let me pull this one. Let me pull this nice strand. Because I think that's like the right color orange for that. Like, look how fun that is. Van 28 with that bright orange carnelian. Some of these beads also have blue in them. So you could go with a blue color too. Do that blue and orange thing again that we were talking about with the iolite and the carnelian, right? Add that to the furnace glass mix. You could do that too. That's a good idea, right? With this. Whoa. Yeah, do this. Do that. Do that furnace glass together with that. Yeah, that's a good combo. That's a real good combo right there. Perfect. Yeah, imagine some of these long tubes in between some of these. That's a really good one. Good eye, Jen. Good eye. I say Jen. Is that okay? Because I know sometimes you say Jen. I've seen you write Jen, sometimes Jennifer. I want to make sure. I always try and make sure I call people what they want to be called. May says, "Oh no, rental horror stories." I know, right? I know. Okay. If I ever call a name and you're like, I prefer this, please tell me. Because I grew up like that. I a lot of people love to call me Bill. They think they're being very friendly, and when they meet me, they say, "What's your name?" And I say, "My name is William," and they're like, "I'll see you later, Bill." And I don't go by Bill, um, and that's one of the reasons is Bill was my dad, and so he's Bill, and I was William or Will, um, and usually it's just my family or closer friends who call me Will. And so um, I always try because for me, I always like, I don't go by Bill. I just don't. And then I had one teacher in school. He was the library teacher. And he's like, why do people call William Bill? Where does that even come from? And he's like, if it were Bill, it would be Billiam, right? So the entire class, all year long, he called me Billiam. And you don't know how many people then started calling me Billiam um, out of fun. And so I'm always very particular. I try to be particular about people's names. Jennifer says, yes, it's fine. People adapt to their own. I try my best to adapt to what you want. And he says, but we have a leak in our house too. It didn't get worse during the recent storm, but it's still there waiting to be fixed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's no good. No good to have leaks. We know that. This is Van 29. These are turquoise. This came from a very nice high-end turquoise Heishi strand. We sell these now. We took it apart. $6 for 10 beads. I send you out 10. I pick out 10 of these for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I try and give you an assortment of sizes because they do come in all sizes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do this since I almost had exactly 20. So there are multiples of these available. I have a few of them. I don't know how many. They're all in the bag. But these are really nice. And they're great for making little earring projects or just using them as spacers. And like I said, I'll send you an assortment of sizes and colors. I try and give you a nice assortment when I send them out. Some of them are thinner, like see, versus that. Some of the smaller ones are thinner, but even some of the larger ones are a little bit thinner. Some are thicker. Some of the smaller ones are thicker too. But you'll get an assortment, $6 for 10 of them. I know some of our people really, really like these, and every time we show them, we sell some. Um, and some people buy them over and over again. So I wanted to pull them out. I love them. They're really pretty turquoise. They are natural. They are not dyed. Um, and they're gorgeous. They came from, oh, that stink bug loves them too. They come from a very, very high end strand that we could not sell. Mosey on over. Thank you very much. We could not sell it. I mean, we could sell it, I'm sure, at some point, but we ended up taking it apart and selling them individually. So I've sold looks like 3 lots of these so far. Um, and like I said, I have a few. I have I have that many left. That's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. I probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I probably have a total of 5 lots available. Um, don't send the stink bug with the turquoise. Don't worry, right? No one wants more of those. Sorry, stink bug. Um, you're not very popular, I'm sad to say. Um, you smell like cilantro to me, which is not great. Um, let's see here. Kimberly says, I'm kind of like that way. I introduce myself as Kimberly, so it bugs me when somebody I've never met calls me Kim without asking. Oops. It really irks me when I call business and they do it. Yeah, right. I know. Like I'm not gonna like if somebody says Bill, I'm generally not gonna correct people, especially if it's just like somebody that I've just met and I may never see again. We see a lot of people come into the store, or vendors sometimes, new people trying to sell stuff, and it's especially salespeople that do it. Um, and uh, I sometimes will just let it go. Now, if I see people over and over again, or they keep doing it over and over, sometimes I will get to the point where I'm like, if I'm getting to know you and we're like forming some relationship, I will probably correct you at some point. Because if you yell Bill across a room and you're talking to me, I won't answer. I'm not going to, um, you know, I'm not going to answer you because I'm not going to know you're talking to me. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. We've sold 4 lots of these. I probably have 1 left, and then that's probably the last one I've got. Just as I did a quick count through the bag, there might be 6. There might only be like 5.5 lots. Um, that's gonna be it. All right, and the last one tonight. These were 18. I'll bring them down to 14. I've got 3 of them. These are really pretty. VAN 30. These are a peach moonstone drop, but it's like a flattened drop, a table cut drop. And they're really pretty peach moonstone. They've got a little bit of that moonstone chatoyance to them, a little bit of that almost chalcedony like glow that you can get from them. But they're just really nice. They're irregular, they're a little bit funky, and that's why they're $14. They're not crazy expensive, right? Um, okay, we just sold another 2 of the 29s. I think those are sold out now. I think they're completely sold out is my guess. So I'm gonna call an end to the 29s. Um, Susie says, if someone calls me Sue, I'm immediately offended. That's not my name. I didn't give you permission, so call me Susan or Susie. Yeah, I try not to get too offended by it because I know people are trying to be friendly, but I'm like, if you're really trying to be nice and friendly, you'd call me what I told you my name was, right? But I don't try to be, I try to be just keep it pleasant. But that's me. I'm a pleaser instead of a corrector, and I probably should correct people more often. But yeah, it's a thing, right? These are all like they're all sizes, but these are, I'm gonna say, about 6 millimeters by about 10. 6 by 10. Um, Kimberly says, I let it go too, but allow friends and family to call me Kim. So I feel it would be hypocritical of me to correct it. I don't. I think people that you allow to call you something can, and otherwise, other people cannot. But I get it. I don't like confrontation. So I generally don't even correct people. You don't know how many people call me Andrew, um, because they know Andrew and they call me Andrew all the time. And I have just started, unless it's because I know people are just mixing us up, which is which is so dumb because we're so very different. Let me flip the camera around here, um, while we chit chat a little more, maybe. Um, yeah, so people call me Andrew all the time. They're like, "Okay, Andrew, see you later, Andrew." Um, and it's such a wild thing. And I've gotten to the point where I just generally don't correct someone. Every once in a while, if they're doing it over and over, if somebody just does it once and it's like they're leaving or they're coming in to say hi, I know they've probably just mixed us up. That's what happens. And but if they're like saying it over and over in a conversation, um, and it gets more embarrassing, but that's usually when I correct someone, when it's most embarrassing for them because I've just said it like 3 times. But I will generally correct them because I'm like, you're not just messing up. You think that's my name now. Um, but yeah, a lot of people call me Andrew, all over the place. Um, let's see. Let's let me see, where am I at? Len says, my mom hates when people shorten my name and she wouldn't allow it, but my dad did it to make it clear whom he was talking about in two. Marianne says, I get a lot of variations of my first name, including Rosemary. Okay. Okay. I mean, I can see that kind of because last name, first name, I could see that combo happening. Kimberly says, Susan is, wait, Susan, my middle name. Oh, you're talking to Susan. My middle name is Sue because Susan was my mom's name. She went by Susie. So as a sigh, I get everything from Susan to Susie to Sue, even Suzanne or Suzanne. Marion says, mothers often call someone by another sibling's name. It's true. Susan says, my dad used to that. Um, yeah, my name was going to be Matthew. Um, and I was going to be a Matthew. And but my dad, kind of fought a little bit, I guess, for it and wanted me named after him. So I'm William Matthew. I was going to be Amanda Suzanne. I think that's what it was. Amanda Suzanne, I think is what I was going to be if I was a girl. For a long time, I had um, I had a birth, like a baby shower. My mom, when they had I think it was from the baby shower, they made up these, like kind of handmade cards, and I think it had a pin on the front with maybe I don't know if it was part of a diaper or I don't know, a cloth diaper or something, a pin, and it had William Matthew or Amanda Suzanne because they didn't know at the time what the gender was. And so, that was kind of cool. But that, I don't know if my mom still has that. I had it for a long time and it was in my room, growing up. And when I moved out, I don't know what happened to it. Um, Len says, I just realized peeps might not know my mom and I have the same name. That makes more sense, right? Kimberly says, that's funny. My dad started calling me Burley because people were calling me Kim. Burley. That's funny. Marianne says, when I was young, my dad called me Mamie. It's funny that like I was, of course, I was Will to my mom. I was Willie. That's one thing that when Andrew first came back, they would call me Willie, and he noticed that. So every once in a while, he says, "Hey, Willie." Um, but I was also called Boo for a while, because, and that comes from a long line of Boos in the family. I think it was my dad was born with very white hair and looked like, like a ghost. So they called him Boo for a long time. And one of my cousins was also Boo. And then I was Boo. Um, and so that was on my dad's side of the family. And my mom's side of the family, it was often Billy when I was really young. It was so much they called me Billy that when I learned to write, and my grandmother was teaching me how to write my name, she taught me how to write Billy. And I went to school. I still remember this. I went to school and they said to write your name, and I wrote Billy, and I knew how to write it. But the teacher sent it back saying, that's not your name. You need to learn how to write your name. And I didn't understand. And then I realized my name was William, and I had to learn how to write William. Um, Vicky says, don't ever call me Vic. I hold a grudge. I can see why, right? Yeah. Susan says, if I had been a boy, my name would have been David. My husband was supposed to be called David, but his cousin David got one. He is a few weeks older, so Hubs is a junior. Nice. Marion says, I had white hair when I was young too. Yeah, my dad, I think it was my dad. I think it started with my dad had white hair when he was born. And his hair is very dark. He has black hair, black curly hair. Um, and yeah, but it was very white when he was born. Susan says, I always thought my maternal great grandmother's name was Mamie. It was really Emma. Yeah, a lot of people have the the names we call them in the family, but that's not actually their name, right? Um, I had a great aunt Peg, and her name, we just called her Aunt Peg, but I didn't even realize for a long time that she was actually a great aunt. Um, and but I believe her name was actually Margaret, right? But she always went by Peg, Aunt Peg. And she was fun. I liked her, but she died when I was younger. But yeah, she was fun to hang out with. Susan says, apparently Mamie is a French Canadian term for the family matriarch. Did not know that. Did not know that. Len says, why do parents even tell us this stuff? Yes, my male name was going to be Cameron Cade. That's kind of cool. I like the name Cameron. I like the name David too. Most Davids I've known have been nice people. Well, hello.
You're not reading my comments.
They're not coming up.
Well, me and Jen just talking to ourselves.
Oh, wait, let me see. No, yours isn't. Oh, there he said, do you want to see my failures? No, too many people. People are writing and they're disappearing because I can't see them on here.
Pass. You want to see it or no?
Yeah, let's see your failures.
Flip it.
Jennifer says I do the same with my cats. The way my mom would go, "Pris Jennifer," I say "Pum tuka Cheeto." Yeah, I know, right? Okay, let me make sure. Okay, let's flip this camera and look at Andrew's failures. Isn't it fun to see someone's failures?
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, they're fun. He's tired, y'all.
You may have to try.
I think I'm going. He's stumbling around over here.
Wow.
He hasn't slept in 18,000 days.
It's like an obstacle course.
It is. There is an obstacle course here.
So y'all may remember this stuff. I like them.
I like them a lot.
And then maybe not this one. This may be too light.
See, this is my problem.
So those are these.
And he says, "Hi, Andrew. I bet they still look cool."
Thanks. They're a pain in the ass. So these are them. And I put all the bezels and I cut them off. And then some of them I don't have because oh, there's this one too. And the reason why is because I melted some of them.
Oh no.
All right, so I don't know how to show this because I don't remember.
Oh, which one on which?
Yeah, so I think the goal was to kind of keep the price point down because if I do them in silver, then they go up in price a lot. And I know I don't want to outprice anybody. So the first thing is this. I need to sit down.
Sit down.
There's like a lean one knee business. Not gonna.
Oh.
All right. So there's this, and it goes supposed to fit with. I don't know where the shit stuff is. Maybe it was this one. Some of them I did multiple times because I didn't like it. And but it fits. I think this goes in. I don't know. And then it goes like this.
Oh my goodness. Triple.
To keep the tension, this is like a
Mhm.
washer. So this was it, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm not doing that. And then there was, if you're in the Patreon, I'll talk about this too. So the first one was this. And so I was like, oh, I'll just make a wire and then you can show my hands are filthy.
No, you don't want to get too close.
Also, I don't know where the camera is. So you would think, oh, that's easy. No.
No.
Because when you put a curve, it makes it hard. And number two, oh, you found the one that's supposed to be. Well, that was the one that's
Oh, was
supposed to
it?
be.
There's a little bit of gap down here.
Well, because it's a pain in the ass to bend. So, what ends up happening is it's called a compound curve, and so it makes it really hard. So, if I wanted to do this technique, I would start with a round wire and just make a frame and just hammer this down. Because what was this saying? So I started, I was gonna do, and for some reason I'm addicted to this pattern. I don't know if you can see it. That's not soldered together. Um, but the wire was too thin, and you would be able to twist it apart. So that's not gonna work. So the other thing is so I thickened up the wire and I was having a real hard time getting the solder to flow. Um, Either I was getting the flame too hot, or the flame wasn't getting hot enough, and I was messing with different heat sinks. And at one point, it was on a trivet, and there's a slight incline, which I was like, oh well, whatever. But because it takes longer to flow, it was causing So this one is it the I don't know what
Anne says the copper looks beautiful with that blue, but pain in the ass is why I don't work with metal.
yeah, it's up in the which one is I think it maybe this one is it that? I don't know, maybe this one kind of egg shape.
Yeah.
So that one, but no.
But no, no, no. Oh, there's a
So this one, it fits in here like this. And then, because if you put the bird, just a plain bird, that it touches,
yeah.
and I don't like that. So, um, and I didn't want to make this thinner because as you'll see on one of them, I don't know if I have it. It basically is I went to all this trouble for this texture and you can't see it. And then this one has a thing. And if I proceeded with this, I would make slits and it would close shut. And then I would have to solder the other bail on. So in theory, this one's not too bad. The problem is right there. And that's where the you can kind of see the wire, and I don't like that.
That's a cool thing, but that's a lot of work. That's like 4 pieces
Alright.
or 3 pieces for
Alright.
one bezel.
So I was like,
Well, 4 with
I
the
was like,
soldering.
might as well be silver.
Right.
And so then I started making this in silver.
Oh boy.
And then I was like, this one was one of those compound curve ones
Oh
again.
my word.
And it was like fighting me. And this one that fits in different. Some of them fit in different. No, it fits in the other way.
Mhm. You do it.
That like this.
Oh.
Oh, and it has a ring somewhere. I don't know where all that stuff goes. Anyway, it's somewhere in there. Um, so it's this like it looks a lot of times when I'm show stuff, it looks so easy because y'all don't see this nightmare shit. Um, and it's because I'm basically pattern making, you know. So that's oh no, it goes like this. So one of the things is I didn't like um the way that that would fold over. So I made a ring, and I don't know if that's the right ring or not. But maybe that's it. But it like softens the edge a little bit, and I would split into this and just tap it over. I would have to adjust that ring. There's another one. I don't remember why this one didn't work. Oh, because I made this for the rabbit, and then I was like, ah, yes. And then basically,
Hardly any of it.
it's like it's I.
You're
Um,
buying a secret with that one.
yeah, exactly.
Len says, I could see you working this out for your higher end hand painted pieces, but not the laser engraved pieces.
I love my laser engraved pieces,
Yeah. That's a lot
but
of work though.
once I figure it out, then I'll know, you know. So that's the thing. Like once I know how to, once I have the pattern of how to do it, then I can just bust it out, and it's not a problem. But the thing is like the house came together so fast because I had worked through all the steps. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Um, because I do like that pattern. That's the thing.
Trying to work that pattern in so hard.
I know, but I also don't want that. I also made the enamel ring that goes
Why
around.
don't you make like well, no, why don't you, but why don't you move this to the outside and have an overlap on the outside with a big pattern? You know, like instead of soldering it here, solder it on the inside and make this bigger
Because the solder doesn't like to flow, like stick on patterns like this. I mean, I could grind it down.
No, but like I'm
Like
like
is
in
the bezel? Where's the bezel sit?
I mean, so instead of doing the ring outside, do the ring on the inside, and you'd still have a nice big.
That's harder.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because then you have to get it exactly precise. Like you have to get it exactly precise.
Mm.
And my
You could still have a
stuff,
little overlap though.
my stuff isn't
The
like
shy rabbit, says Anne.
yeah, it is. Um that's like a sexy time name.
Len says, I do too, but that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. I'm very tired. Um, but the one of the reasons why this is tricky is because I can't get like prefab things to like pop
Oh, you
in
hand cut everyone.
because everyone I make them wonky on purpose and that like to make them look
Yeah,
handmade.
you're hand setting something every single time.
I know, and I'm like, this is dumb. And I made
When you're trying to keep the cost low.
yeah, I know. So I made these, and I don't remember what this is for. Something.
Is it
It is
textured on the?
no,
No,
no, no,
it's not.
no. It is. I do because this one. Okay, so I was gonna do like a sandwich, and this still might work. If I do this again in a certain way, I may plan the design better. So the design will like, I don't know if this one fits, but it'll kind of like, uh, so the reason why this didn't work is because it's too, I need to put a gasket in. And you can, I use on some of those things that if I have a solid back, I'll use neoprene in the back as like a
You
cushion.
couldn't just bend the back around.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there, bro.
Getting there.
So I think I am settling on this.
Vicky says that's a lot of work, but they're pretty cool. Don't undervalue your R&D time.
Uh, then it makes it expensive again.
R&D is a big budget for a lot of companies.
And y'all want to go for, what am I doing?
What are you doing?
Y'all want to subscribe Patreon extra? That'll be my R&D. Um, so I mean it's good. I also didn't go to school for this kind of stuff. I mean, I took some classes here and there, but I didn't like have a course on like this
Metal
kind of
making.
like on. So this is, I think, where it's gonna be, and then I don't know if I'm gonna be able to push it down or not, but they'll be real short, but they're real long right now because I can saw this out pretty quick.
Yeah.
I can saw this out probably like 5-10 minutes.
And that's pretty.
Yeah, and
The
it's
patterns on the back, but
is a back.
it gives it a
Oh well,
yeah.
I was gonna say something else. I caught myself.
Watch yourself.
Um, so it'll look like this, and then I'll have this on the
You
back.
still have your pattern though.
I know. I get part of me was like, oh, where is it?
Yeah, when you were showing me, you were like putting other things on this one, I think, and
I could, in theory, do this.
trying to.
Nightmare part
There.
because
And we're back.
the starting the nightmare part because I'm just having a real hard time getting stuff to flow. And then I tried putting the flux and it was getting too sticky and it was causing stuff to like burn up. And I was like, is the metal not clean enough? And I need to just like, this is helpful because I needed to practice anyways with my soldering. I kind of like that. So I may do that instead of just leaving it plain. You like it like this or with like the frame? The frame will fit better.
What do y'all vote for?
Don't push it too hard.
No, I'm just bringing it up. Frame or just tab set, no frame. You'll have the tabs on there either way.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
kind of, I don't know. I kind of like it without the frame,
oh yeah.
but I like stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. I had and some of them I didn't even show because they got melted. But I slotted
Oh, good night,
stuff.
Marianne.
Night. I cut a hole
Oh,
in
you were
it
making slots and
and
everything?
then like it would like fit in. And I don't measure stuff. So here's the
Yeah,
problem
whose usage of a ruler
is how you call tangential. It's like a loose friendship with it. Like I look at it and I use it, but I don't really
Kimberly says, I like the frame, but you could have the tabs on the back. May says, frame if it's easier for you. And Marianne says, framed is nicer, but nothing wrong with tab set.
like this.
Do it
This
the
one.
opposite way.
But that looks nice on the back though. I mean it's more work, but it's not that much more work.
Well, if you flipped it around, it'd be the same, though.
No. To
It's
have
the
that
tabs
same
going
way.
the other way. Yeah, but you have the
Oh,
tabs go backwards
like
from
this?
front to back. I think that's what people are saying, or somebody said. Yeah, Kimberly, you could have the tabs on the back.
And you want that nubbin?
Nubbin. That's your bail. You gotta have
That's
that
the
nubbin.
first design I made.
He's like, I could have stopped there.
I know. The only thing different is I didn't have a ring soldered on this one. So
Yeah, you could do that.
okay, well, I do like not to have the tab. I mean, I'll have the tab. I don't know. The tab. I kind of like the tabs. I kind of don't like the
I think
tabs.
the tabs for a piece that's not super expensive is fine. I think if you were upping the price, then you'd do something different. I mean, as far as selling wise, that's nice. Kimberly says, love it.
You want the back ring, back frame.
I think the back frame is nice, but that's another step.
The only thing though is that the back frame, if I put the back frame, sometimes I wrote the date
Yeah,
real close to the line because
that's okay. It's still on there.
I was like, I don't care. Y'all can look it up on the internet. Somebody in the
It's only gonna have to be, yeah,
future.
it's gonna be somebody in the very future.
Well, good luck.
Right? Marion says, but you did learn a lot trying different things.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
not.
now I'm really going. Okay,
I'm
good night.
not. I'm not opposed to the hard, tedious work.
No, you've been doing it all day.
And night.
Sleep deprived.
And that's also probably the issue too, is that I am very tired, so
You're not at your most alert for
no,
burning things.
I know. I need to make sure that everything's turned off good.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I think I might do this. There
I like that.
I think this one, the reason why this one didn't work, well, there's multiple reasons. Um, but and I do like this kind of like
I like that extra ring idea, but
theoretically I like this.
why don't you just stop at those two like that?
You can,
Because that would let you see more of the back.
but then this is maybe not
Oh,
the
that makes sense.
the most. I mean, it's on there. It's not gonna come up. Like you
Yeah.
have to work at it to get it off. But You're not going to be
Because
like,
that would expose more of the back.
huh?
It would expose more of the back than another ring.
But which ring?
Like
Like this, the
I'm saying,
decorative one.
yeah, I'm saying just do it like like with this and just that.
The reason why is because it doesn't fit. You
Yeah,
need that.
like
You
that.
need this ring in there to, because this is not flush. See, this is the difference. Okay, where's the other one? All right,
Kimberly says, I love the frame.
the difference is that there's a millimeter on either edge of this that goes, this is flush. So you get more thickness and it doesn't look like it. Actually, I don't know.
There's a little difference.
But you have a little bit more room to play on this one. The problem with it is that you need a ring like this, like as like to hold it in place. It's like a seat.
Okay.
In theory, I could skip the inner ring and
That's
put
what I meant.
just that.
That's what I mean. Skip the inner ring.
The only problem is you have to get it just right because then this one would
Tension.
dip. The tension and this one kind of would dip. So that's an option for maybe a different.
Is more affordable without the back frame, says Len. Guess it depends if the back frame makes it easier for you to make.
What am I doing?
You
Not
said more.
this.
I said not that one.
Which one's the nightmare one? There's a bunch of them. This
The ones that are melted down.
I know the ones that I also rolled out some sheet today
Yeah, you did.
because some of them really didn't work.
I came in and he's cranking the thing, rolling out the sheet again.
This one I liked in theory, and if this was in silver, I could do it, but it's less sturdy. And the reason why is because it's tension held in here, and you have to get this like exactly touching. And as we talk, I'm not super great at that. Um, and the solder doesn't fill as much as you want it to. It's
not a
only
filler.
supposed to
It's a
join.
joiner, not a filler.
I wanted the filler,
He says, I need filler.
but also filler that blends in with every color. So
You just need like a laser metal cutter.
I have a laser welder, but I don't know how to use it. So that would make this probably easy. Realistically, this is the easiest one, is the first and last one that I made. It's this one and this one, the tabs.
Yeah.
And I like tabs.
like that
I don't
one.
have a problem with it. I do like the tabs to be like, it's like a little prong. Anyway, and I thought about doing prongs, but they get snagged up on stuff. I was like, I don't want to mess with them. Prong. Anyways, what was I saying? There's so many of these things. Oh, the one that I really like is the pain in the ass one. And for some of my higher end stuff, like Len was saying, maybe I'll do this in silver. Oh, and I did in silver. I rolled this pattern out in silver, but the pattern,
that sits back.
yeah, I do too. It spins. Whereas this thing goes, let's go, and this we get the sandwich.
The good sandwich, the goody good.
I probably need to figure something out where to make a slot and then stick the thing in there. Like if this had a soldered ring
Let me see, or even just soldered in
or
little
bent up.
pieces.
Like it could be all one piece and then I just bend it.
Hmm.
But that's a jig. And then cut a hole and then slip this inside like that. And then put it. It's like a puzzle, y'all. I'm not the best at puzzles. I should probably practice that. I just want to color on this shit stuff. I just want to make the things and then somebody else can
Add
do
patterns,
this.
colors.
I want to be like the one that says, "Oh, I want this," and then somebody else does it.
That is really nice, like that.
It does look expensive, doesn't it?
Hmm.
The other option is if I made this.
Here, show them up close a little bit so you can see like how that.
I we have to play around with this because the wire, I don't like the wire to be visible. And it's right there where it's kind of close to the edge.
Yeah, but
I
that's
just want
nice. um,
so
Anne says, "I love that sandwich. I also love the enamel pendants you made with the ball end tabs." Oh
oh
yeah,
the ones that catch on stuff.
I just sold I think the last one of those the other day in the shop.
I like those too. Those are a little bit. They get
Because they had a
up
ring.
on.
They just had a ring like this on the back.
And then it
Had
was like
the
a spider.
yeah.
And I thought about doing that, and I was like, I kind of like it to not get snug up. No, the whole one of the whole reasons is this thing, this pattern.
He says, "I want the
I
pattern."
know. So yeah, that's all the things I made. Since most of you are already in the Patreon, I'm just post a picture of it. I'm like, see the conversation at the end.
So, watch this video.
This one, oh, here's the other one. If I could get this to work, maybe in silver. Silver solder is a little bit easier. If I could get this to work, all I would have to do is just put a couple cuts and it would fit in. Then you can have kind of like a universal, and then you just cut it. The nice thing about the ring is that it hides and keeps the tension in, so this isn't like raw, like a tic tac.
Anne says that internal wire on the sandwich might not be as visible as you think. Like my mom says, the cleavage only looks like a lot because you are looking down. Other people aren't looking down.
Oh, I can see it. I don't know if I like this one anyway, but your mom's probably right. This one is kind of light. Maybe
Yeah, you keep saying about that wire, but when I look at it, I don't really notice it.
it looks better on camera. In person, I'm like, mm. So maybe I only have 7 to set.
He's like, one less, throw it on the
And then,
side.
oh no, what
What
happened?
happened? I only have 7.
I know.
Oh,
And
darn.
then I was like, so this, I talked about this in the Patreon, and this one may be a little bit underdone because
Got to refire it.
I can see that there's maybe some cracking happening.
Oh, yeah.
See that? So I guess I can't sell that.
She's, oh, darn.
I mean, it's not terrible. I've seen people do it, but so this is, where is it? Where is the beloved? Think this one is a true sugar fire. Hot damn, that looks good. This one is almost, these ones are almost orange peel. They're a little bit shiny. That's called 10 seconds, y'all.
10-second difference. No going back.
Yeah. And you can't, there's only so much you can add. And then, I mean, you can add and add, but then you have problems. And then this is full.
Full fire.
Uh,
Glossy.
I don't like this because it's a nightmare to take picture of. But this one, Little Beloved, look at that.
That's his favorite.
And it has like a nice kind of like almost like a, this one is dark anyways. That was on my rejects. And then after I did it, I was like, oh, it's not that bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
Anyways, this one I can see Little Beloved's got little cracks too. Oh wow. It's probably from being heating up and messed with. This one needs a frame for sure. Cause this is, you can see where I sanded off that stuff. So, and then you can see I need to wash them.
Miss Jennifer's comment, see the comments come up. It says, I'm so glad you're showing this process because nobody sees what we go through to figure this stuff out. I go through it with what should be simple wire wrapping.
Oh, I do that too for all of this. And the thing is that like once I figure it out, then I'll know. And in theory, I know how to do this already, but I've only done it in silver, and it's, you wouldn't think that it's so different, but it really is very like getting, I don't know. And then I tried to go back to silver and I was messing stuff up. So I don't know.
You are exhausted.
Yeah, that could also be it. And then I have to be like bright and bushy
you got a
tailed
peach
tomorrow. And it's in the nighttime though.
Oh,
So I have
I was gonna
time to
say.
recover.
That's good.
But also I was kind of tired at that event.
Oh,
And so people probably think I'm catty anyway and antisocial. And I try to roll hard, but my face, I'm starting to
that
get
was
these
upsetting.
wrinkles on my face that don't allow me to hide the true calling of my face, true believer.
Your resting face.
My it's matching. Used to I could kind of get away with it, but now I just look like I'm so mad, like an angry otter.
An angry otter.
Because I'm starting to get like my face is getting fatter. So it's getting like had this like them cheek meat on the otter. Just like a muzzle.
Need those fat injections. I know.
No, I have nature's fat injections. It's called chips.
Chips.
So I kind of look like an otter. And you know how they're like slightly cross-eyed? I think I'm going cross-eyed a little bit because I looked at a picture and I was like, is because I'm half Filipino? You know, because sometimes that happens.
Does that happen?
Like a Siamese cat.
Oh my goodness.
And so I'm like, something to look forward to. But the crease in between my eyebrows is getting more severe. And I was like, I don't know. How, is there DIY Botox? Probably not. And I gouache the hell out of my face.
Yeah, you did. You did smooth it out for a while.
I did, but it hurt like hellfire. And I bruised my face. Because I did it too hard. And
otters are adorable, says Vicky.
well, not the angry ones.
Angry otters.
Look up the angry otters. You'd be a little bit. You'd be running. And you're like, no, don't get me. I have no fish.
Angry otters coming down the street.
I know. I said that to somebody, and they looked at me. They weren't used to my sense of humor, and they looked shook.
I bet.
This random stranger person who's all like,
tell them they look like an angry otter.
And they're all like loving and stuff. And I'm like,
they're like,
hot damn,
love yourself.
There's like, I don't think you look terrible. It's like, well, you don't have to look at it.
And says, looking up pictures of mad otters now.
I know. Me too. Now maybe I was gonna do an otter, and then it was too dark in the laser.
My face cannot lie, says Vicky. Now that I'm older, I don't care.
You know what? It's caught up.
It's caught up.
Like my face, like used to, I could kind of like no, I won't lie. I'd never be good at poker because my face like is how you call expressive. That's like when somebody says something that sounds ridiculous. Like try hard to hold my face still, and yet the
Incredulity? Is that
whatever it is,
incredulousness?
incredulia, that one,
Incredulousness.
it shows.
It shows.
And in a very dramatic fashion.
Anne says, I had a boss who said I have loud nonverbals.
I could see that. I could see you be
That's a
like,
good way to put it. Loud nonverbals.
haha, somebody say something stupid around you, that your lip get tight. I could see it. That's
He's
nice.
getting joy from that now.
Yeah, because I have that. But mine come with words too, usually. And I have to like hold
incredulity.
I think
Incredulity.
you need to look that up because in
Incredulity. Vicky
what?
says, I love that, Anne.
How many word is how you say CRD? Good.
I think she just missed the E, but incredulity.
Oh, there's a E. You
incredulity.
incredulity. That don't sound right. Incredulity. I'm incredulity. I'm like, what is happening in my life?
Incredulity.
Incredulity.
Yeah.
Just push that pause. Oh.
Incredulity.
Incredulity.
That's
duality.
Duality.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Incredulity.
In my mind, it had a couple extra syllables.
I know.
Anyways, this is a fistful of nothing. Not
Fistful
really.
of nothing. No, that's a lot of work.
It is. Like, I do like it with the copper. Look. That's the other thing.
It does look really pretty with copper.
All right. Y'all tired of looking at this.
All right.
I can't touch my face. Let's just
all day not touching.
Let's just be clear. It drives me a little bit crazy because I can't touch my face because my hands are dirty. And even if I wash my hands, they're still dirty. So I have to wait until I go home. So that's 12 hours.
More than 12 hours.
Or whatever many hours of not being able to touch my face, which is probably a good thing, except I feel a cat hair. And I have been trying to wipe it on my shirt, and it looks like I got something wrong with me. But I'm going to stop because that's not good.
No. All right. Let me go and do my spreadsheet and sorting, and you can start shutting things down. I'll drive you home.
Maybe I'll drive.
I don't think you should drive.
It's fine.
I don't know that you should drive.
It's fine. It's not raining anymore.
We can come get the other car in the morning.
I wear my cute Birkenstocks, also not appropriate for the studio.
That's what when I first saw him, I'm like, you're in your sandals?
Oh, well.
In his studio?
It's hot and muggy this morning.
Yeah.
And I am free and easy, and I wanted to break them in.
Kimberly says, get you some face wipes.
I know. But I don't have it.
He does not have it. Buy some beads so we can get Anderson face wipes. Everybody.
Some nice one.
Right.
They're making me look young and nice.
Not just alcoholic, so they dry your face out.
I fight that as well.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great evening. We will be here tomorrow. I'll be joining you at 3 p.m. Eastern time before my pottery class. So hopefully you can join us then. And remember, Friday is our creative make-along. And that's it, y'all. Have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.
If you're in Pittsburgh
Oh.
and you want to learn the brick stitch, come on by.
Pittsburgh Brick Stitch tomorrow. What time?
I think it's at 5.
At 5 at
It costs
Contemporary
$5
Craft. $5 is the
because we
cost
gotta pay the room fee.
at Contemporary Craft.
I was like, no, don't you like know somebody here?
Kimberly says, LMAO, I will Amazon you some this weekend.
Okay, make them good.
Make them good. All right,
I
y'all.
usually have them baby wipes, but I don't know where they choose on.
All right.